One. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Super special broadcast tonight, if you will. I've got my best friend. You guys may have seen him in the videos and the photos of us going to Arizona and doing a bunch of cool camping stuff and a lot of good times out in Tulsa. So this is Jimmie. For those of you that don't know, he's out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, from Tucson, Arizona. And wearing his favorite Blackwater shirt always. And guys, Jim has just, long story short, Jim had a vision of both God and Jesus recently, and he's going to share it. And for those, Jimmie was never raised in church. He did not go to my Bible college. He's from the streets, so he has no church foreknowledge. Not that somebody in church would make up a vision of Jesus, but sometimes you can get so spiritual. You may just spiritualize an experience that may or may not happen, or you are hoping it would happen, or whatever. So this guy's coming from no church background whatsoever, and he's got a testimony that is super powerful. God is working in his life. And this is amazing. So Jim, I'll just let you get started and just share away, big guy.
Let me first by start saying that I was baptized Roman Catholic. I wasn't in the church for very long. Recently, after this vision I saw, I went back to church, and I went to a Christian church. I was accepted, and I was loved, and I was embraced, and it felt so good. I don't know what happened in my life. I've been trying to quit drinking, and it's been hard. I guess because I've done it for so long. And I'm sorry, guys, for crying so much. But I was laying in my bed, and I thought I was having seizures. And I opened my eyes, and there, sitting in front of me, was God. He was simply sitting on his throne in heaven, and he didn't say anything to me. And before I could say anything to him, his son, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, stepped in front and kind of pushed me away from him. He didn't push me away. I don't want you to misunderstand that. He got me back onto a level playing field. To be honest, I don't know if I died, and I just don't know what happened. But the only thing I can tell you is when you get the privilege, and it is a privilege to look into the eyes of God and see him there in his magnificence, it's amazing. And sorry, this is just difficult. Michael knows me better than this, and I'm usually not this emotional.
Go ahead, man. It's cool.
I've been suffering through a lot of depression. I'm trying to give up alcohol. I gave up drugs a long time ago. And to have that as a privilege, I didn't know who to call. I just didn't. It was difficult. And I called Michael, and he allowed me to talk to him, and that was just absolutely amazing. When you, how do I put this? Be thankful every day in your life. Say a prayer every day in your life. I've started going back to church, and unfortunately I was hospitalized again. I have diverticulitis, and I have polyps in my stomach that are infected. And so I spent about a week in the hospital. Since then, I've done really good at cutting back on my drinking. But the thing is, now my body's been really shaky, so my legs haven't been working real well. And Michael was kind enough to send me a cane. I think I've fallen 7 times now, probably in the last week and a half. I split my thumb wide open. I landed on my ribs. I landed on my back 4 times. And I've simply just been praying. I'm trying my best to learn more about it, and I'm going to get into it because I need to know more about God and how he works. I know Jesus is the healer, and God is the teacher, and God has taught me a lot. And I can't even possibly describe how glorious he is. I just can't do it.
That was going to be my question, because everybody's probably wondering, to the best of your ability, if you could describe what they looked like as much as you can, would be cool.
Well, with all due respect, when I saw Jesus, he just reminded me of Jesus Christ, the one that I've always seen on a cross in my house. God himself. I have to honestly say, I think that's why Jesus kind of got in my face and stopped me, because I don't know if I was supposed to see it or not. I can't describe it, Michael. It was biblical. It was epic. And you yourself said it. Most people do not get this opportunity until they die. And I think my problem is when I've been trying to quit drinking, I thought I was having seizures, and I went to the hospital, and I wasn't, at least according to them. The problem is I've got extremely high blood pressure. I have no idea what they shot me up with, but they kept shooting me up with medication, which I didn't like. But it was just before that. And I simply looked up, and there he was. And he sat there on a throne. And I can't even describe what was around him. I know this is going to sound funny. It looked like clouds, but I don't know. I was so enthralled by staring at him. And that's when his son stepped in the way and I guess brought me back to earth. I'm going to tell you something, people. If you don't believe in God, I'd like you to do me a favor, because Michael knows, and he was right. I'm not a big churchgoer, but with all due respect, I am now. I'm just trying to get healthy enough to get back to church. It's been very difficult with my walking and my vehicle situation. Count your blessings, man. Keep the faith, because I'm telling you, he's coming back, and he's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be in a world of hurt, because this world's really turned into a bad, bad place. Yeah. I simply say, I don't look at the world through color. I look at the world through my feelings. And I'm getting help, man. I'm doing what I can. It was not a hallucination. It was a privilege.
No doubt.
It,
And
it was what I didn't expect, man.
And you're sharing to everyone just a very difficult time with transportation, health, hospitalization, and you've got a lot on your plate, like all at once. And I remember Jesus said something to you. He said just one thing. What? Tell us that.
I got to remember, Michael. I knew we should have done this podcast a little bit sooner. Everything's going to be okay.
Mm.
You know, when you hurt your body so bad, I've been watching a lot of silly short videos, and I try to like the ones I like, and I've been getting a lot of information from it. And one of them the other day said something to the effect of, I asked God for this, and he gave me this instead. And he said, it's not his job, it's my job. It's like when you ask God for happiness. Happiness isn't given. Happiness is something you create yourself. And so I've had to really watch how I word what I say. And with all due respect, everybody that's listening out there, I've had to watch my foul mouth. So I'm trying to not cuss, because I think it's an extra word we don't need to use in our vocabulary. I have realized that God's not the one to pray to for healing. It's Jesus. And believe it or not, this morning I woke up shaking so bad and trying to walk, I couldn't get through the house. And then I realized I'm asking the wrong person. I asked Jesus. Here it is tonight. It's been roughly 10, 11 hours. And I'm actually walking now without the cane. I thank Jesus for that. Don't know a lot about the church because I haven't gone in so long. So the new church is a Christian church, and I don't know of any particular denomination to believe in. I simply know that I didn't really like Catholicism, and I found a place, thank you God, that might be able to help me with free rehab. And if they can, oh, thank you God, because when you have addictions, they are hard to get rid of. And I would much rather be addicted to God than to alcohol. And it's just getting there, man. I'm doing my best. I am having problems with my disabilities because the government was shut down, and I went to the Social Security Administration, and the guy goes, well, we're not taking walk-ins for disability, so if you're here for that, you need to turn around and go home. So I did. And I've been praying ever since. Matter of fact, I've got a favor, and I asked my girlfriend for this for a Christmas present, okay? So when I left Tucson, all my stuff was pretty much stolen. I'm not crying about it. I'm crying for other reasons. I'm simply asking if somebody can give me a copy of the Bible, because I need to start doing some reading. And even though my eyes are really messed up.
Jim, I got you one ordered.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You are a gentleman. I got to tell you that, man. You've helped me out so much.
Maybe I forgot to tell you. It'll be there Friday. I got a super cool one that I found.
Oh, that's awesome, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can't tell you enough. And I think I try to say it every time. God bless and keep the faith. Because once we lose faith, we're done.
Now, I have partied with Jimmie. And I mean, we have partied hard for years and years out there in Tulsa. And when you know somebody and they have a spiritual experience, you know it is total legitimate because of how much time you've spent with the person. And I love what God is doing in your life. You're admitting that you're still dealing with some stuff. Like you didn't turn into an archbishop that night. You know, you've still got, we all still got stuff. I used to say this to a friend. Hey, no one's perfect. And they got tired of hearing that because I wouldn't change certain behaviors. I would just use that as an out all the time. But it is true. God takes us where we're at, and he does work on us in his timing. And he's already working on you to the point to where a guy that would just literally cuss all the time, just as a manner of speaking and speech. And now you personally kind of have an issue with it. You know, no one said anything about it. And then also you're working on getting out of addictions, which me and you and actually a lot of people that have watched my little videos, they have a background in drug and alcohol addictions, and it is an evil beast to get away from. But I am just so encouraged and blessed by God's working on you, and you're going through a lot. This is just the cliff notes of what you're going through.
Oh, you know that, brother.
Still are continuing to hold on to faith, and that's what it's all about. And I believe God's going to see you through on the other side. You're going to be through the other side of this. You're going to have a breakthrough, big time. That's what we're believing for. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. The church that you visited. Now, I thought this was a cool story. So you have a vision. This was just maybe 3 weeks ago, I guess.
Correct.
And
yes, sir.
You had this encounter. And I believe, was it the next day you went to church or when Sunday came?
Oh, no. What happened was I went to church, okay? And I went to the earliest service. It was at 8:30 a.m. I actually got there about 10 minutes after 8.
And this is Life Church in Tulsa. I think it's on, is it on 41st?
Yes, correct. You're absolutely right. And I simply went in by myself. Mo had to go to work, so she dropped me off. And I walked up to the second row. I didn't sit in the front row. I sat in the second row.
All right.
And for some reason, I felt the need to be close. I didn't want to be that close because I was the new guy in the room. And the band was a little bit loud, but they played some great music.
Yeah.
And then the pastor came out and spoke. And then they put on a gentleman on a big video screen. I guess he's one of the main pastors. I didn't realize how big this church is around the nation.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. And it was, I sat, excuse me. Most of the time I stood and I cried the entire time. I didn't cry because I was at church. I cried because I could feel it. I cried because it felt good. And it's kind of hard when you're struggling with addiction to cry for something that feels good without doing what you're addicted to. And I do not do drugs. I smoke marijuana occasionally, and that's simply because I have diverticulitis and I can't eat. I'll go 5 and 6, 7, 8 days at a time without eating. And my woman's very worried about me, and I appreciate that. And she actually forced me. She didn't force me, but she made me kind of eat something today, and it stayed down. And I was very thankful for that. I remember when I was being raised as a young man, when we went to the Catholic Church, we always blessed our meals. Now, I don't, like I said, I don't know how any of this works anymore. It's been that long, and you're right, Michael. I'm simply trying to get back in touch with God. And whether it's the right way or the wrong way, the bottom line is there's really no wrong way, as long as I'm getting back in touch with him. And I wanted to thank you very much for being my friend and helping me out with a lot of this, because it's kind of confusing to me. And I'm 55 now. And it's hard, dude. I've realized now, maybe it's not me beating me up. Maybe it's my silly ways of thinking. But like God said, I can't fix you. I can simply help you with your mistakes. And you have to believe. Jesus was the healer. And I've been trying to watch a lot of videos on this as well, so I can get a better understanding, because and please don't anybody take this out of context. I'm being as polite as I can. If you go to a concert for the first time, and let's just hypothetically say it's a heavy metal band, and you don't like that kind of music, you're going to have a hard time understanding it and getting into it, and watching people in the mosh pits and getting crazy and doing stupid things. That's kind of where I'm at with church right now. It's very difficult because I feel like the new guy in the room. Growing up, I was picked on. I was molested. I watched some horrible, horrible things go on in my family. And I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm trying to learn from it. And I'm allowed to learn. We're always allowed to learn. And I'm serious, man. Everybody listening, please hear my words. God is real. He is there. I have seen him. And if I don't get a chance to shake hands with any one of you, I will definitely see you on the other side, because I already know which direction I'm headed.
And that's something you probably could not have said a month ago, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right, because I
you have something now called the knowledge of eternal security that only comes by not going to church and not doing all the right things, although that's good. But you have a relationship with Christ now that you talk to him daily. You've asked for the forgiveness of your sins, and we ask forgiveness when we keep sinning and we keep messing up. And then with that, you have a safe, there's a comfort inside of you that if you were taken away, you know where you would go, and that's a feeling called eternal security. There's a lot of people that don't have that. And that's amazing right. That you have that. That's awesome. That's the true mark of Jesus saving you.
Well, what's funny is, and you said it, you nailed it, man. You nailed it right on the head, man. About a month and a half ago, I would have never felt this way. And what Michael was talking about earlier too, about us partying and in the way we partied, I'd simply show up at his house with the 30-pack of Budweiser, and that has a lot of beer. Oh, we'd finish them, and we did recon missions through the neighborhood and had a good time. I graduated from that, went to vodka, and I've got to be honest, because I've realized too, honesty is very, very important. If you can't be honest, you just can't be honest, and some people don't do that. So I'm not going to tell people I'm not drinking. I am going to say that I drink beers occasionally. I do get the shakes a lot, and I've realized that detoxing off alcohol can kill you, and I'm simply doing my best. I'll take any prayers, man. You know I will. I will accept them all.
Yeah.
I'm, like I said, dude, I'm simply doing my best. But you know the difference between what I was and what I am.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
God bless you for that one.
There's a big difference in somebody not knowing, not trying. I hate hearing this one. I'm not going to go to church because of all the hypocrites. That's just a cop out for them. That's crazy. I mean, there's fat people at the gym. You would still go to the gym. That's not going to stop me from going to the gym. That's just crazy. What I like about what's going on is I can kind of see Bible verses that would back up what's happening to you. Is that Jesus is meeting you? You at some point kind of reached out to God in a prayer, and I think that ignited him reaching and revealing himself to you in a way that most people honestly can't say they've ever experienced. We would love to. Also, when Jesus ministered to these people in the Bible, they were lame, blind, deaf, in sin, in adultery, liars, cheats, thieves. He got them right at the point of their need. And so Jesus is ministering to you, not because now you're perfect overnight, but because he still has work to do on you, and you're willing to be honest, and you're willing to be honest on live tube here, is what I'll call it. And that's awesome, man. And Jesus is going to keep working on you. Like I told you about the Bible verse the other day, God is faithful. When he's begun a work in somebody, he's faithful and just to complete it. And so
definitely,
I'm excited for the next couple of weeks and months. And guys, for those of you that don't know, this is a different, brand new Jimmie. This is Jimmie. You'll always be crazy, funny, wild Jimmie. But
yes,
this is a born again Jimmie. And this is new for him, and it's super new for me. And I just think it's fantastic. And we have been trying to do this for about a week, and tonight it just worked perfectly with all the tech support stuff. And I don't want to keep it a long video because I want people to watch it and then watch the whole thing, So, Jim, do you have any last words for our viewers about your experience, brother?
I do. You simply made a statement, and sorry, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. You made a statement, and you're absolutely right, because now I understand what that statement means, and it's called born again. With that being said, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for everything you've helped me with. And I think I'm going to go get baptized again.
Oh,
God bless you, brother.
Good.
I think I can. It's just everything's going to work out, man. Everything will always be all right, because it's not in our hands. We can only control so much. we have to let God take it. And it's a lot for him. And you've known me a long time. I've never been a man to back out of a fight. I've never been a man to step down from anything. And I have 2 bad knees. But I recently found out if I put a mat down, I can still get on them and pray. So thank you for being my brother in arms, man. I love you to death.
Love you too, man. And I hope that everybody that watches this, that you're blessed, and keep Jimmie in your prayers. And whoever you are watching, if you'll just reach out to God with a simple prayer, me included. I mean, God's still working on me. And I'm glad he's not done. I've come a long way in a lot of things, but if we keep reaching out to God and stay faithful with what we can, we're going to see great, mighty things in our lives. Jim, I want to thank you so much. We will me and you will keep continuing to chat after we end here, but thank you so much for coming on the stream, the video, and this has been a blessing to me, and I know
With all
it
due
has
respect,
to other people.
a blessing as well. I thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Love you, my friend.
Love you.
All right. Peace.
Thanks, guys, for watching.